Welcome to round 2 of the Full Throttle Sim Racing Victory Fuel Cup Series presented by Full Throttle Television here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Tonight we're going to do 130 laps around, 160 laps, 163 laps around Atlanta Motor Speedway, the Super Speedway, the new Super Speedway on the schedule. And we're going to have a lot of fun. In the booth with me tonight, Tony Solari. Tony, it's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be nerve-wracking for the drivers out there. A lot of them have questions about how this is going to go tonight.
Well, you know, everybody refers to, well, maybe not everybody, but a lot of people refer to Atlanta as Hotlanta. I'm just going to say this track is a hot mess. We had our truck race here. It was kind of a caution-free, or not caution-free, but a caution fest. And for the 1/3 of that race that I actually got through, it was pretty spicy. So I have a feeling that these cars, with their handling issues, we're probably going to see, I hope we don't see what we saw in the truck race, but yeah, these guys got their hands full for sure. It's a white knuckle ride.
It sure is. They packed the Super Speedway in a 1.5-mile track, kind of like if a 1.5 miles and the Super Speedway had a baby. And some even say it races kind of like a short track with how close quarters the racing is and how tight the racing is. A lot of the guys say that it reminds them of a really, really fast short track, just the way the banking is. And at least it's some very exciting and sometimes spectacular racing.
Well, the draft works in mysterious ways here as well. You really can get a good pull, from a car in front of you. And, it doesn't matter if you're inside, outside line, which we saw a lot last week with Daytona. And it does. It provokes some guys to kind of go that 3 wide, what do you call it? The forbidden zone. And with this tight racetrack, and especially in the kinks going down the front straight with the 2 little dog legs in the tri-oval, it just it becomes a white knuckle ride. And especially too, you guys will see that white line running around the racetrack with the same rules applies as a regular plate track. You're not allowed to go down there, so it does make those little kinks in the tri-oval really hairy when you're in the car. They don't look bad on screen, but and speaking of screens, I got a new computer and everything looks pretty nice.
So we're looking at the track description. We got a couple of dog legs on the front stretch. We are, and just for everybody in out there watching, thanks for watching first off. We are racing to a lap 65 caution, or stage break. So lap 65 will be a stage break, and then from there we'll go to the end, just one stage, of course. And another thing that's really interesting about this track is the way pit lane is laid out now. We finally got the update in iRacing where you have to enter pit lane on the backstretch. Let's see if we can show that. But anyway, you have to enter on the backstretch. You don't have to maintain any kind of speed, but you have to stay on the apron through 3 and 4. And a lot of the guys, we were talking to them in practice, are having issues getting the car woed down for pit road. So that's something we're going to look for too if we ever get green flag stops.
Yeah, I noticed. Richie made a couple comments. He was having a hard time getting it slowed down, and it's honestly it's kind of wild considering that they had to dive into turn 4 originally off the racetrack, and especially at the higher speeds that they're running around here with this super speedway kind of configuration. But these guys are gonna have to make it work out here, and hopefully we're not going to see too many pit road penalties. But I'd imagine there might be 1 or 2.
And see these guys trying to practice that right now as some of them are coming in trying to practice pit road entry. And that is going to be key too. Like I said, if we do get a green flag pit stop, it's going to be tough to keep it down there, keep the right speed, and then get it woed down for pit road as well. So a lot to watch, a lot of exciting racing ahead here. Again, here at Atlanta Motor Speedway for sure. Looking forward to it as these guys are about to hop into qualifying. We'll see who goes fast for a single lap, but the draft is kind of the equalizer, Tony. It's really a matter of dodging the wrecks and staying in position and being in the right position draft-wise on the final lap.
Well, I think some of the things, and I have been seeing a little bit of it, there's a lot of guys out there pushing, 2-car tandem kind of deal, and I don't know if this is really a great track where you want to be pushing at, to be quite honest with you, especially when you get into that tri-oval. But I've been seeing it in practice, and hopefully we're not going to see too much of it in the race because I think it's just going to be kind of devastating. I just don't think it's going to go well.
Yeah, well, I mean, some of the guys will tell you too. You have to kind of push to maintain speed. I don't know if we'll see much in the pack, but up front, I'm sure the guys, the top 2, will try to be pushing each other along. And who knows? I mean, we've seen people in practice racking in the travel up or the dog legs up here too, just clipping that apron that the car gets unsettled and it comes around. And I think it speaks kind of to the fact that the cars are so stiff. You know, they're so the springs are so stiff on the car that, you know, any upset like that, it starts bouncing, and next thing you know, you go around.
Yeah, I think you got a little bit more suspension travel just on the thin wall tire than you do in the suspension itself. And yeah, it's kind of why we're both in the booth. We're going to be up here watching with everybody else.
Hey, it's going to be fun for us. It's going to be fun for everybody watching too. It's going to be an exciting race for sure. I hope everybody watching enjoys tonight. Again, 163 laps is the distance. We are racing to lap 65 for the stage, just to keep track. You know, keep track of the lap counter at the top of the screen. And we'll see where we end up there when we reach those milestones. But again, like I said, it should be a lot of fun for us watching, and a lot of white knuckle racing ahead for these guys out here on the track. Right now, though, they're doing qualifying. We're watching Alexander Hodge in the 53, go around the track trying to set his lap. And again, super speedway qualifying is kind of just hold it to the floor, try to point your car the best you can.
Yeah, and as I'm looking at it right now, too, we got a 32 car field, which is a really good field. And yeah, it's just again, people are going to just have to remember it's a 163 lap race. You know, our stage lap is at 65, so we're probably going to have to see a pit stop within that first stage. And they're just going to have to keep their head on their shoulders and get around here cleanly. And, you know, hopefully they don't get caught up in anything. And hopefully, you know, even more importantly, they don't create anything. But I do want to thank, we got Doyle in chat and Michelle Rittenberry. She's also in chat with Kevin. So, yeah, thanks for hanging out and watching. Anybody else want to say hey? Say hey.
Say hey. I'll tell you what, though, if it's anything like we saw in practice, it is going to be entertaining, to say the least. It is very, very tough out there to get track position, tough to hang on to it. It's tough to pass. I mean, 2 wide, and you're pretty much taking up the whole track, and you try to get 3 wide, and usually, I'd say 80% of the time, it doesn't work out. But it just depends on the guys you're racing around and how much risk you want to take.
Yeah, you're going to definitely have to kind of pay attention to what's going on and be careful even out of a 3 wide situation, especially too if we get a lap car that the field's going to eventually be lapping. You don't want to be 3 wide and then coming up on a lap car either. So yeah, it's going to be again, these guys are going to just kind of have to pay attention to what's going on, really look forward and see what's happening in front of them and pick and choose your moves. You know, what do they say? It's like a checkers and chess, and I don't know how that phrase goes.
It's like playing chess out there, and the only thing I know how to do is play checkers.
Yeah.
And speaking of trucks, though, on Wednesday nights, our winner from Wednesday night, I think, is in here. Looking for his name, Corey Atkins in the 1. So he's trying to go back-to-back here at Atlanta. Currently P9 on the board in qualifying, and he's got a fast car. We'll see if he can back it up. Had a lot of good runs out of Wednesday night. One of the guys up front, James Torrey, had a good run in the trucks. He's going to try to back that up tonight here in the Cup Series as well. I think, the trucks are completely different than the Cup cars, but I think you can still take away some of the lessons from truck and apply them here in the Cup car.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, we talked about the car being a little bit stiffer, but, the race kind of goes the same. It's still kind of that white knuckle. Pay attention to what's going on in the tri-oval. Too, and I noticed, especially with this car, if you do get kind of locked onto a bumper in front of you, it's kind of hard to get that car off or kind of get that separation back. So you got to be careful about, making pushes and, hopefully that third car, we always say don't push the pusher. So, again, people, you just got to have your heads on straight, and hopefully we'll see a good race out of these guys.
Well, that's a good point. If you're trying to get off the car in front of you, it's going to be really hard to back off that car without checking the cars behind you up. So that leads to a whole nother issue as well. So there's a lot of stuff going on behind the wheel. This may look easy from outside the car, but I can tell you guys from doing it and from talking to the guys that do it, this is not an easy task, especially in sim racing, just because you have the dreaded net code issues you have to worry about. You have different connections, different connection types, people driving in, kind of a different way. There's a lot of things to consider online and in real life too. I mean, we saw how chaotic it can be in real life as well. So just crank that up about 10 notches, and we'll sit around and watch it tonight here in the Victory Fuel Cup Series.
Yeah, looks like everybody's got their Q laps in and taking the grid.
All right, well, let's look at our grid tonight for the Atlanta 250 here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. On pole with a quick lap tonight, Chris Gore will take the pole position here. To his outside is going to be the 34 of Brandon Fetterplace. Starting in third spot is going to be Bob Fitzpatrick in the 3. To his outside is going to be Nick Alford in the Toyota. Richie Court is going to start P5. JC Evans will start on his outside in the 09. Starting 7th is going to be the 28 of TJ Bartell. Jamie Knopf will start beside him in P8. P9 is going to be Brian Messer in the Toyota. To his outside is the Truck Series winner, Corey Atkins in the number 1.
Then starting 11th, we've got Ben Tracy in the number 33 Dunkin' Donut car. Then we have Colton Gum starting 12th in the number 10 car. Then Daniel Simmons 13th in the 06. Wayne Grossi starting 14th in the 7 car. William Lark starting 15th in the 24 car. And his relative, Ryan Lark, starting 16th in the 00. Then we got Kevin Ruff starting 17th in the 99. Mike Redmond starting 18th in the 29. Kyle Milliken in the car 42 starting 19th. Sherwood Williford, car 5, starting 20th. Then we got Cameron King starting 21st. Alan Duranco, 22nd. Robert Malikian, 23rd. Alexander Hodge in the 24th spot. Lane Allen, 25th spot. Brian Dixon, 26th spot. Jeff Chandler, 27th. James Torrey, 28th. Robert Fitzpatrick Sr. In the 29th spot. Michael Blackner in the 30th spot, Alan Crowell in the 31st, and then to round it up, we have Christopher Gum. Although I believe Christopher Gum, is he actually on track or is he a spotter tonight?
I see him on track in the 27, looks like.
So
okay. He's going to run with us tonight. Nice. All right, so your 32 car field here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. 32 cars, Tony. That's a lot of cars to back on this little super speedway.
Oh yeah, it's going to be fun. And yeah, I'm just looking, because we got a couple of families in here. We got the Fitzpatricks, we got the Gums in here. It is a family sport. We got the Larks as well. So we got three groupings of families.
It's a 180 mile an hour family feud out here tonight.
Yeah.
Should be a lot of fun. And you do have some teammates up there with Nick Alford and the 34 Brandon Fetterplace going to try to work together. Bob Fitzpatrick starting behind our pole sitter Chris Gore, who had an awesome start. He was on pole for the trucks as well. Pace car is all for getting ready to go green here at Atlanta Motor Speedway in the restart zone. There's the green flag, and we are underway for the Atlanta 250.
Yeah, we can already see a little bit of pushing going on there. The three's getting right on Chris Gore right now, and just trying to give that get this lane started.
They get through 1 and 2. They are locked to bumpers front and rear for the 3 and the 89 on the inside. They're going to prevail down the backstretch. Pass by the 34 and the 98 on the outside. Still locked together as ahead of the 3.
Yeah, everything back. Kind of looking at it, top lane only has about 7 cars in it, so a lot of guys will either dip down or they just kind of were sleeping on that restart. But up front, it's starting to look kind of fun here. Getting a little spicy already.
Chris Gore with the push from the 3 to lead lap 1 here at Atlanta. Through 1 and 2, the 3 still pushing that 89, trying to get that lane going. And he's going to do so. They're going to go down the backstretch and pull a gap on everybody else with them locked nose to tail into 3.
Robert really giving Chris a great push there, and you can see the amount of speed that the 2-car tandem, in a way, has got. Has got a kind of a dominance over the amount of speed, but they're all kind of filtering out behind them now. It is the top lane has just kind of got just railroaded. Brandon Fetterplace dips down now too, so he gets out of that upper lane.
Top 4 now, top 5 single file. Top 4 kind of breaking away. Here comes Brandon Fetterplace to close that back up. Your points leader here right now by 7 points over the 19 of Richie Coy. Brandon Fetterplace leads the points. He finds himself in 5th place. Richie Coy in 3rd place as they head down into turn 1.
Yeah, I'm kind of going back just to see what else is everybody else is doing. We got a few guys that are kind of straggling all the way in the back. In the 30th to last positions, they're all single file back there. They got a really big gap, and almost like they lost the draft. But just about everybody else is single file. There's only, I'm counting 8 cars on the upper lane right now. So at least it kind of seems like they did calm down a little bit. I mean, they're not too wide. Nobody's 3 wide yet, but it's early.
We've got a long way to go here. Lap 65 being your stage break. And fuel saving may even be an issue here. I know some of the guys are saying they could get up to about 63 laps of fuel. So that's 2 laps short of the stage break. So there may be some fuel saving going on here as well.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what actually happens with fuel here. Because we were told anywhere from like 60 to 63, with the stage being 65. Yeah, it's going to be tough. We'll see. I'd imagine too. You don't want to be out front. You've got to put the throttle down. So maybe some of these guys in the back, maybe some of those guys all the way in the back. That's what they're doing. They're just kind of laying back. Especially too, staying out of a caution way as well.
Yep, they're going to come around and complete lap 6 here. So 6 laps in the books, and they are kind of single file up front. Everybody seems to be content to kind of ride around right here on the bottom for the top 5 at least. They are still side by side for about 6 on back, and that outside lane's starting to get some steam, Tony.
Yeah, well, I see a little 3 wide action going on right now. We got Sherwood Williford on the outside. 32's in the kind of in the forbidden zone right now, and I don't know if he just got shuffled around, but looks like he's kind of back in the lane.
Yeah, we are 3 wide back here, trying to get it sorted out behind Sherwood Williford. Alexander Hodge. Now they get it down to 2 wide. Him and Cameron Ruff back there. Cameron not having the qualifying run he wanted to have.
No, and he was pretty spicy in practice. I mean, he was looking pretty good.
He was quick.
So,
I think he was fastest in practice and ended up not a great qualifying lap. But
yeah,
still a lot of work to do. Still a long way to go too.
Well, what I've noticed too in the trend up front though, the pushing has kind of stopped. There's decent separation between everybody right now, and as I say that, the 3 is giving Chris another little tap here and there, but he's been pretty good for the last couple of laps.
Well, if you can maintain status quo without having to push, that's ideal. I think that's what you want to do. But if you see that outside lane coming, as they probably do, they're going to start getting a little more aggressive.
Yeah, and I'm watching the 09 right now, kind of get the 98 a little shove here, and this J.C. Evans kind of shoving, who is the 98? Well, he's showing, Nick Elfert. So they're trying to get that outside line moving to kind of run up there, and they might have to link up just to kind of get that lane in gear, so to say.
There's the 09 coming to the back of the 98. Little push down the back stretch, that extra momentum. You see him kind of work towards the front, get beside the 28. That's TJ Bartell on the inside. Now he's going to try to pull to the outside of the car ahead of him. They are making progress up there, although it be very slow. You're going to have to be very patient and run up there and just inch your way forward, but they are making progress. It's the 19 of Coy on the inside, so they're up to P3 on the inside.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. Yeah, he was able to kind of get it up to 3. They kind of stalled a little bit, but they got a little strategy going, and it's still early, so I'm sure we're going to see a little bit more pushing. Although you see the number 3 of Robert Fitzpatrick Jr. Kind of giving Chris a push as well. So he's probably seeing what's going on and saying, "Hey, I gotta push. These guys are getting a little too close."
That was a little close there off the corner. They lost a little momentum because of that. Actually, it's because Nick Alford dropped down. So he dropped down to find somewhere to ride. Left the 09 out there. So the 09's now going to get a push from behind. I believe that's Colton Gum in the 10 behind him.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, when I saw the 98 drop down, I was like, oh, well, that kind of like ruined all their momentum now. So you got 2 new players now, a different pusher, and let's see what they can do.
I got to give these guys props.
If they want to do it.
Doing a good job. Lap 13 so far, no issues so far, at least no major issues. These guys doing a good job of kind of maintaining their lanes. Again, just trying to make it at least to the stage caution to see what they've got, make some adjustments maybe, and see if they can work their way towards the front.
Well, I wonder if fuel's got a little bit to do with it too. Maybe a lot of guys are just relaxing because they do want to make that. They want to be able to get there without actually having to dive in for a pit stop.
got a, well, he had a gap there shortly, but that closed. That's probably a good thing he didn't take that. There was a little gap on the inside. I wondered if he was going to slide down, but that all closed quickly there too. And it looks like everybody's just kind of content to ride where they are.
Yeah, and it's tempting for, you know, a guy like JC to just be like, hey, there's an opening. Do I want to kind of get in line? I mean, if you're not getting pushed and if the lane's not moving, you got to think, what's your exit strategy? Even though you're the one leading the line, if you're not getting help from somebody behind you, yeah, you're looking for that opening too. And I mean, maybe they already know that they have to come down. They got to dive down in for a pit road, and you really can't do it from the outside. So,
riding on board the Bob Fitzpatrick Jr. machine, the Team Conti Ford, number 3. Just giving a push every now and then to the 89 of Gore. Just kind of riding. A little bit of momentum boost every now and then down the straights. And that's kind of how you want to do it here at Atlanta.
Yeah, he's not being overly aggressive either. He's real smooth on his bumps. You know, not really obviously plowing into Chris at all. Just kind of give him a little nudge here and there, and when he gets to the bumper, and just to give them that little boost. It's working. You know, I don't think really anybody on the inside line is really complaining all that much. I mean, although there really isn't anywhere for anybody to go. So he just got to keep that strategy up, and he can at least, you know, maybe get a stage win out of this.
You may see some of the guys on the outside or inside pull up in front of the outside lane. Possibly, if they start getting momentum on the high side, you know the guys are going to be looking at that. You may see some guys jump out there with them or try to jump in front of them as if they get a run. But right now, still riding top 5 single file and then double file from there on back. And that outside lane's kind of stalled out. And as I said that, they may have a little bit of a run here. But they've kind of stalled out around 5th place.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's they're locked in a dark room right now. They're just looking for a place to go. They don't, you know, it's everybody kind of stalled. I mean, there really isn't even a center lane to pick right now if you really wanted to. Not to mention, I don't know if you got the momentum behind it as well. So, again, everybody's looking good. They're doing what they need to do. Not exactly exciting, but, you know, I'm sure we're going to see some fireworks in a little while.
Yeah, no, this is what you want as a driver out there. This is exactly what you want. If you're towards the front. I'm not sure if those guys in the back really want to be, you know, riding around, but if you're towards the front, you want to kind of a calm start to the race.
Well, yeah. Well, when you're in the back, you have more options because you actually have a place to go. When you're in the front, usually if you make it's kind of one of those, do I want to risk it and drop to the back, or do I want to, you know, just stay where I'm at? And a lot of the guys up front, they're definitely just staying up to the front, and it's kind of why you saw the 98 and Nick Elford dive down and just to kind of hold that spot in 5th right now.
Looking off the back bumper of J.C. Evans in the 09, here comes the push from Calvin. Is that Kevin Ruff in the top spot? No, it's Colton Gunn, but Kevin Ruff has made a move up to the 10th spot in the 99. So Kevin's made some progress after starting in the back early on.
Yeah, he was able to kind of slice and dice through traffic a little bit, and that's kind of what we were saying. You know, when you're in the back, you got a little bit more options at least to go. I mean, you could take that risk, and you know sometimes it will pay off for you. But it's wild because I'm looking now. We've got a huge amount of cars on the inside lane, but then it's like the same amount of cars on the outside line, but they are backed up about 10 cars. So it's kind of like offset. It's like some of these cars, or at least it was. There seems to be a big breakaway now between some of the cars. I don't know if they lost draft. Right now, I'm looking at Jeff Chandler. He's one of the very last guys in that main pack right now.
See Jeff riding back here in that iconic Silver Surfer car, as you call it, in the 31. Yep.
Good looking car. Nice job, Doyle.
And Alan Crowell back here just barely hanging on to the draft here. And then you have some guys back here kind of spread out, possibly just waiting for chaos to break out here, just riding around. The 12 of Robert Fitzpatrick Sr. You got Chris Gunn back here, Michael Blackner and James Torrey all riding back here together. I wonder, though, with 65 laps, are they at risk? Let's see where they are in turn 1. And the leaders on the backstretch, I don't think they're at too much of a risk of going a lap down, especially if there's pit stops coming. But that's something that's probably creeping into their mind.
Yeah, well, I've been watching their time a little bit too, and they're losing about 2/10 a lap. That small group compared to the lead pack. So I don't know if they're anywhere in any remote way of losing a lap out of this, but they should be able to make it to the stage. But if there is an accident or something that happens in front of them, obviously they'll get right back up. And then they're probably going to have the most success of not actually being in it. So it's probably not a bad strategy. Not to mention, too, they might be out there just saving a little bit of gas as well.
So it's lap 24. We're coming to complete 24 anyway. And you're starting to see the cars move around a little bit. The handling is going to start coming into play here. You'll see some of the guys maybe pushing or maybe getting a little loose. It's going to be a little harder to pass, to push, to work together. So we'll see how that plays out. But right now we've got a new leader on the outside lane. The 48 of Jamie Knopf is bumped up to the outside lane in front of the 09 of Evans, trying to get that lane going, trying to get a push.
Yeah, and JC actually was doing a decent job pushing before. So
Yes.
I think JC is going to be, you can see already he's giving Jamie a nice little hit there, and it's getting that lane moving.
It is. They are moving forward now. 09 doing a great job, giving that 48 a little bit of a boost down the straightaway. And they are starting to make headwind here. And the thing is, too, as the handling comes into play more, me personally, I'd rather be on the outside a little bit because you've got more room to work with. If you're on the inside, you're kind of pinned to the line. And between that and the car that gets beside you, at least on the outside, if you get a little tight, you've got a little more room to work with. If you get loose, you got a little room to work with to kind of save the car. So these guys on the outside may be in the right lane here as handling comes into play.
Well, yeah, and I'm more of the inside guy, but I do get what you're saying. And yeah, it's really just driver personal preference. But yeah, that outside, I mean, JC Evans is definitely making it work right now with Jamie. And he's almost back up to Richie Coy, door to door. Oh, we got a three-way.
There's the
Somebody
three.
got shuffled out.
The three's going to go up top to try to lead that outside lane. Push from the 48. So we got a new leader on the outside. The three. Ooh, that's tight.
It checked up the lane a little bit, but it looks like Jamie's getting them. They were able to kind of rebound, and yeah, we almost got a door-to-door action here for first place.
Side by side, and actually the lead's going to change hands to three. Bob Fitzpatrick Jr. is going to take the lead, gets a bump from the 48, gets loose, and there's a wreck behind him. Oh, my goodness. We got a big one going on back here behind him. Oh. Yeah. Jeff Chandler involved, Lane Allen involved, Brian Messer.
I got to backtrack to see what actually transpired there.
I wonder if it started up front, but I mean, it happened so quick. I'm not sure it had anything to do with the fact that the three got turned sideways up front. We'll go back and look at it.
There definitely was a slinky effect as he came down to make that pass, and it got checked up on Nick Alford and the 28 TJ Bartel. They got a little checked up, so there was a little bit of check up there. The 51 looked like he got into Brandon Fetter place and just kind of gave him a little bit of turn, and that's what kind of started it.
That's right. Brandon Fetterplace, our points leader, involved. Let's look at this yellow flag. Let's look at this replay. Best One Tire and Auto Care instant replay. Check up on the inside. Check up. 51 checked up. 51 into the back of Brandon Fetterplace there. After. Oh, my goodness. There's some vicious hits there.
Yeah, there was just... nobody else really had any place to go, and they just all kind of plowed right in.
There's a check up. 53 checks up. 51 in the back, and 53 turns him right, and it's just on from there. And boy, those guys just piled into this wreck. What a hit!
I know. In some shots, it looked like there was a little ARCA brake going on, but wow. Again, these guys are doing 180, 190 miles an hour. It's just they got no place to be able to stop on a dime like that. Couple guys were able to kind of make it through. And I'm looking at those four guys at the very tail end of the field. They were just kind of riding around there. They seemed nice and clean.
Getting hit and hit and hit. And then the wreck's over, and they rolled down on the apron, and I think there's some more contact after the fact. Yeah, there it is. Man.
Well, unfortunate for a lot of guys. Got a lot of good drivers, a lot of good cars, a lot of good points out there that are not going to be made tonight.
Right on board with Jeff Chandler here. He's one that kind of, you see the smoke? Yeah, just right into the back of the 14. A lot of short nights tonight for some of these guys because that's engine damage for him. Corey Atkins, our Truck Series driver, I don't know if he was involved actually.
He seemed to squeak through. He probably got a little bit of damage, but he was able to kind of squeak it through a little bit.
Cameron King, 92. Yeah, he's the one that the 34 gets turned right into him, and it's just on from there.
What's interesting is there's a few cars that actually stayed out, so I don't know. Maybe fuel's not, although they'll be able to save a little bit now with this caution, but I was just surprised nobody bothered to come down and at least top off.
They are doubled up. You're right. Jamie Knopf stayed out. J.C. Evans, Bob Fitzpatrick, I think, stayed out. A lot of these guys, but yeah, I don't know. With the caution laps, you may be able to make it from here.
Yeah,
and you definitely want track position. You know, that's the thing. You want track position here for sure because you just saw what happened back in the pack.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, hopefully some of these guys got enough gas to make it there, and hopefully the other guys were able to get some of their cars fixed up. I'm watching Ben Tracy right now. He was able to kind of get out there, so he got his damage fixed. I'm looking too, just kind of going through the board, just trying to see how many guys are actually out. Right now, I'm looking at 4 guys that seem like they're out. Although it might be more than that after this is all said and done.
I see 6 guys still on pit road. Brian Messer, Cameron King, Jeff Chandler, Brendan Fetterplace, Daniel rejoins, Daniel Simmons, and Lane Allen is still on pit road. So there's 5 of those 6 guys I just mentioned still on pit road. But we're going to go back green here at Atlanta. Lap 32. We're about halfway to the stage here, so we're going to get a restart. I don't know why the 09 is... Did we have a connection issue there?
I don't know. But yeah, they're green. They're going. And Jamie's got a rocket lead out there. So, yeah, something weird happened there in that restart.
And 09 was laying way back on the outside lane. Not sure what was going on there.
There's going to be a lot of checking up here now too when they finally catch Jamie. And we got Robert Fitzpatrick. Is he going to jump up to the outside right away, or is he going to stay behind Jamie?
Looks like he's going to stay for now. The 09 got a head of steam down the straightaway with a push from Chris Gore behind him, the 89. And behind him is Wayne Grossi, who hadn't caught his name tonight. Wayne Grossi up there in the top 6 or 7 right now.
Yeah, you can't miss that yellow car, but he was kind of lurking, in the top 10 a little bit. He's basically been on the outside lane, just kind of waiting for that lane to move, and it's moving now. And yeah, he's up there in a good spot.
Got his buddy Sherwood Williford behind him. Now the 89 is going to drop to the bottom, go to the bottom lane. It's going to lead the 7 to push the 09 here on the outside lane with the 3 of Sherwood Williford in 3rd, and behind him that is going to be Calvin Ruff on the outside in the 99.
Yeah,
bright
like
colors.
Yeah, he does. Like a teal blue and all that. It's crazy because I can actually see some of these card numbers now with this new computer package I got going on here. But I'd really like to see Wayne kind of give JC some push in here. I know Wayne's not overly aggressive on these plate tracks, but it's kind of what he needs to do right now to kind of get back up there.
A little bit of a checkup on the inside going into turn 1 there. That's going to give those guys on the outside a little bit of a momentum, but they are kind of broken up on the outside. You got Wayne right on the back of the 09 of Evans, but there's no driver directly behind him. Sherwood Williford back there a little bit.
Yeah, Cavan kind of dived down. I believe it was Cavan. So he dived down in the inside line, and it kind of checked up that line also, but it broke up the top lane a little bit. So, Sherwood needs to kind of get back up to Wayne's bumper, and maybe hopefully Wayne will have a little bit more steam to give JC a little bit of push there.
Let's see who's that coming out of the pits. It's going to be the 12 of Fitzpatrick Senior.
A little bit of gap, yeah. Wayne drops down low, so there's another bigger gap now. Let's see if Sherwood's got anything for JC. But that outside line is struggling. They only got 5 cars up there right now, and nobody's really in line or even together right now, and they're dropping like flies.
There goes
JC
the
drives
09 down. There's a checkup going into one again on the bottom. Sherwood Williford going to be leading that outside lane now. That charge on the outside trying to make something happen. He's going to have help from, I think, Kyle. Is that Kyle Milliken on the outside?
I believe. So let's see. Although Sherwood's got an opening, is he going to dive down now?
Actually, that's Alexander Hodge on the outside behind Sherwood. So it's going to be Hodge pushing Sherwood, Williford there, and then, yeah, that's Richie Coy behind him. And Richie decided to pit there on that caution. So interesting. He's going to have to try to work his way back up there. But we saw in the real race too, Tony, tires do matter. Handling matters. Oh, you see Sherwood Williford in the wall up there.
Yeah, he got a little loose, popped into that wall. I know they checked up that outside line. Richie dove down, so he was able to get out of that. But yeah, that outside lane is really struggling right now. And you're right about the tires. Even in the truck series, after 20, 30 laps or so, it does start getting a little sloppy out there. And the car or the truck, they just move around a little bit more than you'd like them to.
That was a good save by the 3 there. Or the 5, I'm sorry. Sherwood Williford hung on to that. He got in the wall and then got a little tap and slid sideways to 3 and 4 and hung on to it. Didn't take anybody out. So that was a huge save. So
yeah, unfortunately, he's kind of on his own island out there, but it looks like he might be able to dive right in now too. And I'm looking, Michael Blackner actually, he's made a little bit of a comeback now. He's only in 18th spot, but it's definitely better than where he was beginning of this race.
Maybe.
So
it's like Kim Kardashian out there.
Yeah. He keeps toying with that outside lane now, and he just lost a spot. But maybe he's just riding in the back. Not really worried about stage points.
We are pretty much single file here, all the way through the pack now. Everybody kind of riding in line, waiting for that last charge to try to get some of these stage points, because stage points are going to matter. I tell you, one guy that's unfortunately going to miss out on stage points and any real points tonight is our points leader, Brandon Fetterplace. Man, what an unfortunate turn of events for him. Comes into points leader by 7, and tonight's going to be a hit to that. But you win some, you lose some. He was the winner at Daytona. He went from the penthouse to the outhouse tonight.
Yeah, and it's pretty unfortunate. And who knows? I know in the truck race, I didn't think I had a whole lot of damage, but the car, you get into the pits and they say you're completely done. Now Brandon might still be able to get some of that stuff fixed and maybe at least get some laps. Maybe capitalize on some of the guys that are already a few laps down as well. So he might get some salvage or salvation out of this. But yeah, it's going to be a tough road.
Everybody going by the lap car, the one of Corey Atkins involved in that wreck. Clearly off pace. Unfortunate for him as well, because he was the truck winner a couple of nights ago. So
yeah, and I was surprised. I didn't think he had that much damage, but apparently he did. Ben Tracy, he's out completely, out of the server as well. So.
So Daniel Simmons also out. Some of those guys pulling it behind the wall.
Yep, they're already in their motor home, closing up the extra living space, getting ready to get on out of there. But yeah, we are pretty straight and narrow right now with a single lane lead pack, and then we got a couple scragglers, a few. Almost a half a corner back.
That's a smoke back here. I was wondering. Just working through the pack to kind of seeing what's going on. Richie Coy up to 12th with those new tires, but out of the stage points. I'm sure he wants a few more.
Yeah, well, he's kind of sitting in the back of that main pack right now, and without a second line being formed, there's really no place to go. So we'll see. Maybe we might get a couple of guys that feel a little daring and maybe try to make that outside line run, within the next 5 or 7 laps or so. I mean, they don't have too much left to go to the stage. I mean, we got, a little over 15 laps to go. So somebody's going to have to start making something work on that outside if they want to, unless they're content where they're at.
The closer to the front you are, the longer you're going to wait. Some of these guys back there in the back of this pack are going to get anxious, going to get impatient and probably make a move here. So It wouldn't surprise me to see a move with about 10 to go. These guys just try to start working that outside lane. We also saw, again, with handling starting to come into effect, we saw the outside lane start to have a little bit of momentum towards the end of the run. We're going to have about the same length of run again, and we'll see if that plays out.
Well, if you're watching a lot of these cars too on screen, you can see a lot of them really moving up and down the track like they're kind of, wobbling a little bit, and that is the adverse handling of these cars right now with the worn tires.
Well, Tony, you made the point. Some of these guys didn't pit up front. These guys up front are still in the same tires they started, so they're going to only get worse from here. So you're right. I mean, that may play a factor for sure here, and we'll see who made the right choice, whether you want track position or new tires. We'll see it play out here towards the end of the stage.
Yeah. Now, I just seen, I believe it's Kyle Milliken, and I'm not sure who's with him right now, but they try to get out in that outside lane, and unfortunately, it kind of broke up the main pack into two packs now.
So Kyle Milliken up there with the 22 of Michael Blackner. And Sherwood's in that pack as well. But, yeah, they're running side by side, and that's probably not what they need to do.
Why, I'm mistaken. It wasn't even Kyle. It was Robert Maliki, and he got out of line with Alan Duranco to try and make that outside line work. And the 5 cars that were behind him, they all kind of lost that main pack now.
There's the separation between the first pack and the second pack. Now Robert Maliki and Alan Duranco are working together trying to reattach themselves to the front pack and do so, and they did bring that other pack. Well, I say that. Did they bring the other pack together with them? Because Richie Coy's back there behind those guys. Everybody's going to kind of slinky back together here.
They had a pretty good separation, and then Alan and Robert dove back down into the inside lane, and they were able to suck back up there. So at least they didn't lose it completely. But I would have been worried there for a minute if I was in that little pack.
A little rubber band effect there.
Yeah. Now Richie goes to the outside. He wants to try and make something work here.
He's got help from the 00 Ryan Lark. We saw those guys work together in the Super Speedway at Daytona, and they're starting to move forward here.
And you can see too, Richie's kind of diving down or trying to get onto the inside car to kind of get that side draft going. And hopefully he can just keep getting a little bit more help from William there. And it looks like he's got another little help of Robert Maliki. And so, we got an outside line starting to form, and it's almost like a tornado forming. And it just hopefully we don't see any cows in the way or flying debris.
Yeah, they are starting to make progress forward. He's trying to come down and get that side suck from the 99, does so. It's going to move forward a little bit farther. Those tires starting to work for him. And I'm sure these guys in front of him are seeing that and weighing on whether or not they want to move up in front of that line or not.
Well, the 98 of what was it? Yeah, Nick Alford. He kept he's like teasing, like he's ready to go up. So I could see him once they get close to him, although they're side by side with him now. So
yeah, he lost that opportunity. So he's now side by side. Next guy up is TJ Bartell. Does TJ want to try the top?
I can see TJ jumping up there. I can see the 3 as well. The 3 really is in the Catbird seat right now because he can kind of lay off Jamie if he really wanted to, install Jamie out slightly, and then take that push. Yeah. Take that position right at the last minute.
Looks like it's going to be the 4th place driver. Who's that? Chris Gore moving to the top side. 89, Chris Gore trying to lead that outside lane now. He's going to get a push from Richie Coy down the down the front stretch.
Well, we know Richie isn't going to lay off that bumper, so Richie's going to definitely be a good pusher for him. So let's see if Richie's got what he can do and get that line going.
Funny thing is, we both know Richie's more of a bottom feeder. So to see him go at the top side and try to lead that top lane is kind of funny. But he needed to do something because he was having the stage points anyway.
Yep. Well, that's something that always triumphs Richie. He'd rather have the position. He don't care what lane he's in. Just get me up there somehow. But it's all in your hands now there, pal. So let's see what he can do. Get that lane moving.
Some lap vehicles here, so this is going to be a little tight for these guys. They're going to have to hold it tight coming off turn 2 especially. Down the backstretch, 24 stays high. There's room.
Yeah, at least that happened on the back straight. I mean, if you're going to catch a lap car, hitting them on the back straight is a lot better than trying to get them in the tri-oval. Although I say that, and they're heading towards a car in the tri-oval here. Looks like it's Robert Fitzpatrick Sr. going a lap down here.
Through 1 and 2, lap 58. We're getting down to it. 58 of 65. They are catching the 12 car here.
Yeah, and unfortunately, these lap cars, that's just something else that's hurting that outside line,
Yeah.
too. Because,
Kind of stalls them out.
Yeah, and you got to be a little bit apprehensive and a little bit, here we are. We're going through it in the tri-oval.
Tight racing.
Yeah.
Hold your breath.
Yep.
And they made it. So kudos to those guys. Now, can they regroup and start making moves back towards the front? Because they've lost a little momentum on the outside like we talked about.
And they were almost 4 wide there in the back, in the very backpack. But they were kind of able to single that out, getting around Robert Sr. there.
Back towards the front. We got 5 laps to go to the stage. Lap 60 here. Getting down to it.
Yeah, I'm just waiting to see one of those cars up in the top 3 right now, whether it be TJ or Robert Jr. Jumping in the outside line, trying to make a move.
You see Colton kind of fading high, but he was too late. The 89's there. So side by side for 3rd place. Here they come with a run. The 89 get to push from the 19. I'm sure the 3 sees that. He's on the back of the 48 trying to give him a push. But they are side by side for 2nd place or 3rd place.
Yeah, it almost looked like TJ was ready to kind of come up, and he kind of stalled off, and that's why there is that little gap between 2nd and 3rd right now where TJ is. But yeah, they gave Richie and I can't remember who that blue car is, but yeah, they.
Here we go. We are 2 by 2. The 48's going to move high to block. The 3's going to stay low. Now they are side by side for the lead. 2 by 2 for the top 12 positions here into turn 1.
Well, now TJ can be the pusher. So yeah, let's see what TJ does and try to keep him out there.
That is the TJ, 10 of Colton Gum in the 2nd position on the inside.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's Colton. I thought that was. I'm sorry.
See if Colton can give the 3 a push. See if the 89 can do anything with the 48. And I'm sure they want to get by as well. So this is going to be intense. Lap 63 in the books, or 62 in the books. We are on lap 63. It's only going to ramp up from here, Tony.
Yeah, hopefully they can get through this clean. Don't make any dumb mistakes. Don't take yourself out of this just for a point or two. But there still can be a move or 2 made here. Hopefully we won't see much blocking either. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be Robert right now, unless he gets too stalled out. He's got a good gap right now, so these guys are going to slinky right back to him. And here comes Jamie.
He cleared the 48, but decided to stay at the bottom. Felt that was his best move. We'll see if that pays off here. 48's coming to the outside, trying to take that position. We're going to come around and get 1 to go to the stage here. This is shaping up for a heck of a battle.
Yeah, and this is the first time we've seen this outside line as strong as it has been right now. And
boy, the 89 keeps fading. 89's fading up. I wonder if his tires are going away. He keeps fading up into the corner, and it just takes him too long to get back to the 48. We'll see if this plays out. 1 to go in the stage here. When we come back around, we're going to award some stage points.
Yeah, well, I don't know if he's used to driving up on the top side too, and then with the tires being worn as of where they're at. Yeah, he's
oh, that's Richie Coy involved. No caution. We're gonna race it back out. The 3 of Fitzpatrick to the lead. The 10 of Colton Gum pushes him clear. Can the 10 do anything with the 3 coming to the line for the stage win? It's not gonna happen. The 3 of Robert Fitzpatrick's gonna take the stage win.
Wow. The fact they got through that without actually causing a caution, and here we are at the stage. Wow. Good hands by everybody back there. But, yeah, it looked like the 89 just got a little sloppy, like we were saying. And tires are just being on the outside. And then he ended up checking up the line, got a little push from behind. The push didn't go well. And
let's go back and see what happened on the backstretch here. These guys coming off the corner. 89 gets checked up. 19 checked up. The 00 had nowhere to go. Got in the back of the 19, turned him sideways, and just there's contact everywhere. Oh, you know what happened? The 89 ran out of fuel.
The
89 ran out of fuel.
Well, That explains a whole lot now.
Yeah, I just saw it. He was off the pace there. He runs out of fuel coming off turn 2, and 19 had nowhere to go, and that just checked the whole line up down into the 98, up into the 00. But they make that work. But the 89, yeah, running out of fuel out of turn 2 and down through 3 and 4. Okay, well.
That's crazy. And it honestly, it kind of makes sense because he was leading a great deal of this opening stage. So, yeah, he probably would have been burning a lot more gas than some of the other guys.
Yep, absolutely. So let's ride on board. Let's see if we can ride on board with the 89 here.
Yeah, and I did hear it. I had to turn up the voice chat, and they're all yapping. And, yeah, he did mention, he's out of gas. Ran out of gas.
He tried to come down the 98, too, so...
Look like there's guys out there like three blind mice trying to find their pit stalls. Although I heard, too, Ben Tracy's in the chat right now, and he said there was some issue with the pit road being open or closed, and I can only assume that that's iRacing not making sure that their timing lights are properly set up, now that they extended pit road.
Doesn't surprise me. I just thought about that because they moved pit road. Yeah. Watching the race off pit road, the 3 of Bob Fitzpatrick's going to win that race off pit road. 10 of Colton Gum, well, let's see. Looks like James Torrey is, no, he's the free pass. So, Bob Fitzpatrick, TJ Bartel, Robert Malikian off pit road.
Yeah, I'm trying to see everybody. Yeah, I'm showing Robert, Colton, and TJ. Is that what you said? Or you said JC, didn't you?
TJ, right. I don't know. They got to straighten that out because I don't really know. Robert Malikian was up there, he is up there, but Colton was up there, but now he's not. So, I don't know. There's a little bit of, looks like a little chaos and confusion going on up here as well.
Yeah. I guess we'll see when they get lined up for one to go here. But yeah, as I'm looking at the field too, we got 14 guys on the lead lap out of 32 starters, I should say. We've got, what is this, 8 cars that are 10 laps down or more. So a lot of guys are retired already. So, yeah, the field is thinning, as Doyle did say. So, yeah, hopefully we're not going to see too many more thinning going on. But, again, what did I say on the beginning of this broadcast? It's a hot mess at Hotlanta.
Yep, we already had the big one. We had some confusion on pit road. We had a crazy race to the line. We had guys running out of fuel. We had a little bit of everything already. We're not even halfway yet. Yeah,
but they're too wide. Lights are off on the pace car, so they're heading down the backstretch right now, and we're gonna be going green again.
And James Torrey on pit road. It's like he stayed out. Now he's pitting, and they're going green. I'm not. Oh, chaos.
I wouldn't be surprised if caution will be extended maybe a lap too, just because, no.
Nope.
Car's off. They're ready to go.
Pace car's off. Green flag's out. Somebody didn't go back there, but we are underway. We're underway again here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. TJ Bartel, Robert Fitzpatrick on the front row here, side by side. TJ on the inside, going to get the help from the 09 of JC Evans. Robert Malikian behind him, Calvin Ruff behind him.
And that was a pretty rough restart. We got a lot of guys. It looks like there's even a lot of guys kind of coming in for pit road penalties possibly. I see a lot of guys going on pit road right now. So, and a lot of cars just scraggled. Not much lining up. So, there's some action going on down there. It's probably not the action people want, but yeah, hopefully they'll get their stuff squared away here.
It's unfortunate. Changes to pit road kind of caused some chaos, apparently. We'll have to look into that after the race. But, of course, we didn't have that issue in trucks, so it's unique. It's something different. I'm not really sure what's going on there.
Yeah, and I don't is it pace speed different in these cars than they were at truck? I mean, who knows? So. Yeah, it just doesn't seem right. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll have to really kind of dig into what kind of issues they are or they were having.
All
But we
single,
got one nice, yeah, one single file line. I was just gonna say.
yep, single file all through the top. What 13 cars on the lead lap now? Boy,
Yeah.
thinned out is correct. That's what they were saying in chat, and that's the way it is. We knew it would be a battle of attrition just because, well, it's a super speedway. It is a tight super speedway, but to be this thinned out early on, we'll see if we get some more cautions, kind of get some of these guys back in contention. But right now, 13 cars on the lead lap, led by TJ Bartell, JC Evans P2, Robert Malikian P3, Bob Fitzpatrick P4, and Calvin Ruff rounding out your top 5. Lap 74 of 163.
Yeah, we got Wayne Grossi kind of rounding up that top 6 right there. So he was able to kind of get through it, staying up there. But yeah, they're all single file. Looks like Richie Coy is the last guy in that big, long group too. And I don't know. We're going to see a lot of riding around. I mean, they don't have a huge pack anymore, so I can't imagine we're going to see too much, attrition after this. But it's a single file, stay in line kind of a deal right now. They almost look like ants, trying to find some food.
Well, I'll tell you this: Richie Coy's 10th on the scoring pylon, but there's more than 10 cars in this pack, so we got some lap cars mixed in here as well. I'm sure that's going to spice things up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go through and kind of see maybe who might still be in that pack that is a lap down. That is pretty wild here. All right, well, Chris Gore, I guess, yeah, he's a lap down because he ran out of gas, so probably had a tow. So he's one of the guys in that main pack. William Lark as well. And Alan Crowell. So, yeah, those might be the 3 guys that are laps down right now.
TJ Bartell getting a good push from the 09 of Evans out front. Those guys just maintaining the status quo at this point. I tell you, the backstretch is the best place to pass. It's so hard to push, not pass. Well, maybe to pass too. Might be the easiest place to pass. But the backstretch is about the only place that you can really push and feel confident pushing, because if you try to do it on this front stretch with how sharp these dog legs are up front, man, it's hard to push.
Yeah, and I'm kind of going in the back of the field too. We've got Ryan Lark and Michael Blackner. They're kind of in a 4-car pack. I'm trying to see even timing, but they're still in the lead group. Oh, there we go. They're about 7 seconds back off the leader right now, and they're still in it, running 10th or 11th and 12th right now. But they are not on the lead pack right now, and hopefully they still got enough steam with the 4 of them to kind of stay in formation and not lose a lap. Because that would be kind of, I'd hate to see, the 22 and the 00 go a lap down, especially already, starting that on the lead lap, getting through all that damage and all that attrition, and still lose the lap just because of a checkup or whatever on that restart.
22 and 00. And who's that riding with them? Right behind them?
Got Robert Sr., and then the green car is, I can't tell you right now. Alan Crowell? No. Alexander Hodge in the monster car.
You say green.
I'm seeing a green monster car.
The 4th in the pack there?
Yeah, number 53. Although it might be something different.
Yeah, I don't think that's. I got a black and orange car.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. Well, I got a new computer, so I don't know what didn't download or not. I don't know.
You see Richie Coy in the back of this pack trying to start an outside lane all by himself. Yeah, that's you're not gonna be able to do that, unfortunately. He tries to pull up, tries to make the outside go somewhere, and nothing going here.
No, and it's kind of sad because I'm assuming these guys, they want to go somewhere, but really it's early. There's gonna be some more pit stops going on. Just ride around and just see what you can do. You're going to have to make friends, though, try to pit with some other people that you can pit with. Unfortunately, Richie and his teammate, Michael Blackner, right now, they're too far away on track to kind of make any kind of a team-up work as far as pits go. Although I think you're going to want to go in with a big group of guys anyway, with only having, 13 cars on a lead lap. So you're going to have to at least try to get in with at least 6 of the leaders or 6 cars that are still on pace.
You're going to want to pit with guys, but I'm telling you, with this pit road the way it is, we see that's going to
be as easy.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. It's, we saw issues in the truck race with guys trying to pit there too. So I'm sure it's on everybody's mind right now. If we go green here, we got to have green flag pit stops, which could really mix things up.
Yeah. Well, just pray for the best for some of these guys. I know the guys in the back, they're probably looking for a caution, but and the guys in the front, they're not really making waves to create a caution unless there's a bad push go wrong. But so far so good. Everybody's kind of staying pretty clean up there. But there again, after 20, 30 laps, some of these tires start getting weird, and we might see a little action happen.
You can hear these guys just backing off. We're on board with Calvin Ruff right now. You can hear them backing off, just kind of riding, biding their time. They know that pit stop is coming. That's all you can do right now at this point. I mean, you could go up there and race, but it's risky. Do you want to risk, wrecking your car racing when you know you've got a pit stop ahead that's going to change things? Yeah.
Yeah, and by pit road, I'm assuming some of these guys are going to be coming in from lap. I would say anywhere from lap 100 to 110 is probably going to be your make it or break it when these guys decide they want to come in. So they still got a good 20 laps to go before we even get to a pit stop.
How about TJ leading the pack here too? TJ, he will tell you he doesn't care for these plate races. He really doesn't. But I hear getting it done tonight. Had a good run going in the trucks as well. But leading the race tonight, getting some TV time and getting some fresh air on that nose too.
Yeah, he's definitely looking good. I know he's not a huge plate race fan, and but yeah, it doesn't hurt when you're out in front. You can complain all you want, but when you're out in front having a pretty clean race at a plate track, it's kind of hard to be a hater of it.
You got J.C. Evans in second, man. He's been a good pusher all night. He was one of the guys pushing that outside lane towards the front. He is the guy you want behind you tonight, it looks like, because he's able to push those guys pretty much wherever they want to go.
Yeah, he hasn't been afraid to push, and from what we've been seeing of him too, he's pretty gentle. Gives him just a little bit of a nudge. Like even now, he's not really leaning too much on TJ, but he's still kind of giving him that. He's kind of getting into that air bubble where he's still. You can see he kind of gets to TJ's nose, and he just kind of pulls the two of them away.
And drop it back, Robert Malikian running in third. Haven't mentioned him much tonight, but man, he's always a player at these 1.5 mile tracks. I know it's a super speedway, but I think back to a race at Kansas, probably a couple of years ago. He had the race won, and then had a caution come out, and unfortunately, kind of cost him a shot at the win that day. But he's been consistently up front at these bigger tracks, so no surprise to see him up there as well.
Well, no, you can't ever take elevated out of an equation, especially at a plate track. Their numbers are a little thinner than what they used to be, but as far as the start of this race go, but he's still got Alan Duranco in there, kind of up there. So I mean, there's at least a couple of teammates in that first pack there where we're going to see them kind of come down together as a pit strategy. Whether they decide to come in a little earlier than the rest of the group is yet to be seen, but we'll see what happens.
You got Bob Fitzpatrick in fourth, winner of stage one, or this stage, I guess the stage for us, but stage one winner. Been up front all night, been a contender all night. He's working the lanes. He shows he knows what he needs to do up front. Currently riding in fourth. Like I said, a pit stop to go. I've seen a lot of patience out of the three so far this season, and no surprise there that he's towards the front.
Yeah, he had a good stage win, and moving along nicely. Everybody's looking really good, especially too. We got right behind the Calvin Ruff in the 39. He's got that neon pink kind of car. At least that's what I'm seeing. So,
yeah, you're right. It's colorful. It's got the teal wheels too. It's
yep.
It stands out in the crowd for sure. Best one tire and auto care forward out there. Number 99, looking good. You got Wayne Grassi behind him. Wayne been up front all night, kept his nose clean so far. Just having a good solid night. Good points night, and just kind of waiting in the wings to see what happens here. So we see a checkup going into turn one there. Almost Almost cut some of those guys out. Alan
Yeah,
Duranko up there in second in the Toyota as well. Another one of those guys. He's been towards the front. He's a player tonight for sure. We just got to find some of those teammates and work together and see if they can go to the front. And he's got a teammate 2 cars behind him in the 10 of Colton Gum, in that Gum's Auto Care Toyota.
Yeah, Elevated in general, they got 3 cars up there in that top group. So that's going to be a formidable force, especially when we start hitting some pit stops here.
You got Nick Alford out there though. He's the only one up there that doesn't really have a wingman or a teammate. He is the last of the remaining Hot Lap Heroes cars, I believe, that are out there, or at least in contention. And he is currently running 8th, but doesn't have any teammates up there. It's going to be tough sledding out there without any help.
He's got a lot of spotters in his group right now, so they're probably they're slicing and dicing and making deals. And if you guys know, it happens to us. One of us get knocks out, and you just kind of hang out and spot for your co-drivers in your team, and it don't matter what track you're at too. But it's always kind of nice. At least you're still kind of part of the race, even though you're out of the race.
And of course, running in 10th is second in points coming in. Richie Coy in that Victory Fuel Ford number 19, just hanging out back, man. You got a long way to go. Again, he's another one doesn't have any wingmen up there really. Nobody to work with. Of course, we kind of left him anyway, so he's got a pseudo teammate about 2 cars back on track, but about half a track behind him, Michael Blackner in 12th. But just hanging out in 10th there on the end of the pack.
Yeah, unfortunately, that 4-pack of Michael, the 4-pack that Michael Blackner's in, they're continuing to lose a little bit of time to this main pack, and I don't know. I don't know if hopefully we don't see him go a lap down, but it's not really looking good for that backpack because they're just losing steam.
Yeah, so Michael hanging out at the back of this pack, but in 11th is the 00 Ryan Lark. Just going through the field, the 00 Lark is one of those Carolina Boy cars, and I think he is the only one that is currently on track. The other 2 having issues, or at least multiple laps down. Just riding behind the lap car of Robert Fitzpatrick Sr. there. But he's currently hanging on in the 11th spot. If they continue to lose ground, though, they're going to end up a lap down, but they're hoping for a quick caution.
Yeah, and actually, I went back to try to see how many more, Carolina boys there are. And all the cars are on the track, but everybody's kind of slow and damaged. And I went to go find them, and they got a 6-car pack going right now. There's Jamie Knopp, Brandon Fetterplace is actually back on track, Lane Allen as well, and the 24 of William Lark and his teammate Corey Atkins, along with the 30, I believe it's a 30. It's not the 33 because he's out, but it's a black and silver car. Is it the 03 maybe? He's showing an 03 on his car, but I don't know if that's actually his number. Oh, no, it is.
Yeah,
it is.
the 03
of Brian. Yeah, Brian Dixon.
Brian Dixon, yeah.
All these 3s and 03s. And,
yeah, Jamie
is an older guy like me.
Jamie Knopf ended up back here, too. I'm not sure what happened with him. He was running up front. Pitted is currently 17th back here in this pack as well with Kyle Milliken. You talking about William Lark and Alexander Hodge? Those cars 1 lap down. So interesting developments there.
I'm almost curious if he may have gotten a pit road penalty because he's showing him 2 laps down right now. Along with Kyle Milliken and William Lark and a lot of these guys. I could almost wonder that they had to serve a penalty, and that would have definitely put them 2 laps down if they had got some pit road infraction. And again, we allow iRacing to control black flags, yellow flags, all that stuff. So nothing is done in-house. We don't do any race control or race directing. We let iRacing handle all that. So if there is an issue on the iRacing part, it's unfortunate for some of these other guys, but it's really kind of out of our hands.
I'm just curious why we didn't have any of these issues on Wednesday. It's weird, but I'm sure we'll dig into it and investigate. But if we're having issues on pit road, I'm not sure why they didn't pop up on Wednesday night as well.
Right, and I wonder if it could have been the time that the actual caution was thrown, the flag itself. Who knows? It's very odd.
Back
But
up front,
there they are.
TJ Bartell continuing to lead the 09 of JC Evans around. They are starting to catch some cars a lap down. I think they're catching that pack we were just looking at, the pack of 5 or 6 cars.
Yeah, well, I think they're all kind of off pace right now because I know Corey Atkins was kind of off pace. He's actually able to kind of stay in that group, though, so he can't be too far off pace. But I think that whole entire pack as it is just kind of a little off the pace right now.
Yeah, there's more cars in the top 10 than there are in the second pack, so they're going to continue to inch in here. It'll be interesting when they catch them, though. Are they going to roll over? Are they going to force them to go high? I'm not really sure what the etiquette would even be there because I don't know which ones are actually faster.
Yeah, it's odd, and I'm actually looking at speeds right now in times. Yeah, that 6-pack is they're running the same time as our leaders right now as far as laps going. So I'm kind of surprised that big pack is still catching them. Everybody's running about 30.1, yeah. Yeah, we're going to have to see. I'd assume, too, the pack that's being caught is going to take the outside line, especially the fact that a lot of them are lap down, so or even multiple laps down. But we'll see. Hopefully they figure it out and don't cause any issues.
Well, it's just a good thing that they're single. Both of them are single file, so there's no double file. They can pretty much work their way around it either way. It's just a matter of where you go and where they go. But yeah, it's at least they're single file at this point, and they kind of work their way around. Well, whichever way they go.
Yeah, and as I'm looking at lap time or laps itself, we're at lap 106, and I'm expecting pit stops fairly soon. Right now they're in the 55 to 58 window right now as far as fuel goes. So we know we could probably definitely get to that fuel stage. So they are within that pit window.
Well, a little nugget of information. I know TJ was one of the last guys to pit. He stayed out when everybody else was making green flag pit stops in the truck race. And we ended up having a caution, and it really benefited him. So I would expect him to be one of the last guys to make a pit stop when pit stops do start. Who's going to be the first one to make that move to try to get on pit road and hope that there's not a caution? Will there be a caution? There's a lot to play out here for sure.
Yeah, well, especially as the leader too. I mean, especially with the new pit road configuration, do you think you're going to be able to see somebody kind of making that dive? You know, if you're leading the pack like TJ is, are you going to be able to see in the mirror some of these guys maybe dive down in the pit road early enough to where you can dive down as well, if you did want to pit with them?
Well, the good news is you got the whole backstretch to kind of make that decision. So you've got a longer runway leading to pit road. I'm just more worried about washing up on the track once you get down there into turn 3 and then getting slowed down for pit road. It's going to be kind of tricky as well. So we'll see how everybody manages that if we don't get a caution. See who ends up in victory lane. Speaking of victory lane, remember to go to drinkvictory.com. Use FTSR for your 10% off coupon for your order at drinkvictory.com. Get some Victory Fuel. Victory Fuel is proud sponsor of the Victory Fuel Cup Series here at FTSR. Great product, great flavors, great tasting beverage for sure.
Yep, I've been hearing how good. One of these days I'll be able to really report on it.
I was going to say, have you talked to Richie yet?
I have not. No, I mean,
oh, we got a little bit of a checkup off the corner there. Really close with TJ Bartell and the 09 of Evans there. They kind of check up, but they got it back in line. So starting to see
about a lap ago, about a lap ago, JC was kind of riding on TJ, kind of giving him a little push there. And as good as you'd think it might sound, it kind of pushed the two of them out in front. Well, then that slinky effect happened, and it did kind of checked up the back of the field like that. So you almost got to be careful. You don't want to push these guys too far out ahead.
When you're doing this, though, you learn every lap. You learn what to do, what not to do. Every move you make is a learning experience, and these guys are definitely figuring it out here. Getting close to that pack up front, getting close to pit stops as well. It's going to be entertaining.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen any takers yet, especially even some of that opening pack, which is they're about ready to come up on them now. We've been saying that for a little while, but they haven't quite reached him yet. But yeah, we're going to see somebody coming in soon. And are they going to be able to slow down? Are we going to get any pit road penalties? We shouldn't get any kind of weirdness with pit road being open or closed without any caution coming out. So at least that penalty should not be a factor.
Robert Malikian's starting to look to the outside of our two leaders. I'm not sure if he's intentionally doing that. It looks like he is. He's starting to look on the outside, trying to get an outside lane going. I thought it was handling at first, but it looks like he's going out there on purpose.
Yeah, he is dipping out a little bit. Yeah, I'm kind of curious, especially too with being, with the pit stops being as close as they are. I mean, why would you even bother to try to make that move now?
Well, I'm more concerned with the fact if they get too wide and then catch us back up front, it's going to be tough, especially on old tires.
Yeah. That's why these guys got to be calculated too. Talking to teammates, I mean, we know elevated. They got 3 in that front pack. So I mean, I'd imagine we're going to see those 3 come down first, or at least make that attempt to get down there first.
And once you start seeing guys hit pit road, you're going to have to get to pit road pretty quickly too, not to lose much time, because handling comes into play here probably more so than any other super speedway. So with those new tires, you're going to be handling really good. If you can get some good pushes, you can make some time out there.
Oh yeah, we have seen that, especially too. Yeah, depending on how the pit stops cycle through. I mean, if I don't see us having a full pack like this for the lead after pit stops. I almost kind of feel like we're going to have maybe 5 to 6 cars, a 5 to 6 car pack. But yeah, we'll see what's happening. Oh, we got a little push going a little bad there from JC Evans.
Yeah, we were on board with TJ there, and he kind of got turned sideways down the straightaway. Car's not handling as well as they were. And and TJ close to the 16 of Robert Malikian.
Yeah, it cycled TJ out of the way, but Robert is, Robert's been kind of working up the track, and he did that almost in a way to kind of give TJ a little bit of room coming back up on the track. So, no, not too much harm or foul. Will TJ kind of return the favor now? Let's just see.
See if I can find it where they.
But they're at lap 17, and these guys last pitted at lap, I want to say 65. So I can't imagine they've got more than 5 laps left of fuel.
See if we can see what happened here down the straightaway with TJ got. Nope, that's. That's not it either. That's not it either. So anyway, we were on board with TJ when he kind of got turned sideways down the straightaway, lost the lead. We'll see when these guys come to pit road here, though, because now it's the 09 of Evans out front, TJ Bartell in second, Bob Fitzpatrick in third, Kevin Ruff in fourth. Robert Malikian trying to use that outside lane has dropped all the way to 8th spot.
Yeah, I'm kind of going out to the back there. That checkup kind of even hurt Richie Coy. He got kind of stranded on the island with Colton Gum and Chris Gore right now, and they've lost that main pack. It does put him a little closer to Michael Blackner, but he would have rather had Michael catch up opposed to him and that little group dropping back.
That little checkup's going to keep them, I think, from catching that lead pack. We are on lap 120, though, of 163. So 43 laps to go here, and a pit stop to go as well. We'll see if these green flag pit stops happen for the leaders, or if something happens and we get a caution here. But they've got to be, start to get a little antsy here.
Yeah, well, 60 laps is going to be, if you figure too, as you run around your pace lap, when we had our stage at 65, then you get like 1 or 2 pace laps before you're pitting in and you're coming out. I can't imagine another 5 laps. Most of these cars, it's got to happen.
Yeah, so 65 would be 75, 85, 95, 105, 115, 125 would be 60 laps. So, yeah, we had a few caution laps in there as well. So 125 to 130, maybe a little longer. I think it's as far as these guys can go. And you see the outside lane starting to form. You got Bob Fitzpatrick up there, Kevin Ruff going with him.
I don't know if that's going to be a good strategy, especially with the amount of, with pit stops coming. I don't know. Although they are making it work. Kevin's kind of staying on Roberts Jr.'s bumper there, and they're making that outside line work.
Looks like the 28's a little loose. TJ Bartell struggling with some grip. It looked like going into turn 3, he looked a little loose.
Well, I wonder if he, scrubbed off a little bit of tire when he got slipped up there, and he might be having a little bit of a handling issue.
Could be. Now, Wayne Grossi's going to go to the outside to help that outside lane. And looks like the 99 of Ruff is going to push the 3 of Fitzpatrick clear, but they get close to 3 and 4 there.
Wow. I'm just waiting to see Robert Jr. Dive down on that inside and get in front of J.C. Evans. And he's almost clear, but I don't know. It's a little risky. I'd like to have a little bit more clearance before I make that dive down.
Well, that's teammates up there, too, so I don't know that he would leave Kevin up there by himself. He may be waiting for Kevin to clear if he can.
Oh, okay. They're getting there. I mean, he's giving them a good push.
Almost. But then they get in 3, and it's like he gets off of them, and everybody just kind of checks up. See some of the other cars coming to pit road. Michael Blackner hits pit road in the 22.
Yeah, there was Lane Allen as well. We saw it kind of going around there. So that pack that they were catching up looks like kind of broke up a bit.
09 and 7 now side by side. 09's going to get help, though, from TJ Bartell. And Wayne out there by himself now on the outside lane, unfortunately.
Yeah, Wayne went with him, and I was kind of surprised he did. I would have stayed where he's at, but he's still kind of a single car outside line right now. He's trying to slot back in there.
Again, these guys are starting to notice some handling issues. Right on board with TJ Bartell down the backstretch here. Let's see how much he lifts going into 3. We'll listen to it. I don't know if there was much of a lift there.
Yeah, I mean, you really can kind of hold it down, and he's kind of not really. Well, he's not getting pushed from behind, and he's just kind of modulating that throttle. He's got way more cars in front of him now than he did with just having JC. So he's probably backing down, just thinking about when he's going to pit, just waiting for somebody to dive down. Again, we're at lap 127 right now. I don't understand. I mean, I'd be curious to know how much actual fuel they do have in it. Maybe 63 was right, which means they could maybe go another 3 laps.
You're just looking at this 3-car pack here behind these guys. They're kind of maintaining right now with all that racing going on up front. But they are out of the draft right now, it looks like.
Yeah, Wayne's kind of hanging on. Yeah, unfortunately, he's falling back, but he's still kind of hanging on the outside, just kind of waiting to slip in somewhere.
All right, we're on lap 120, so... No, 128, I'm sorry, 128. So, yeah, they're well within the window here, and they got to be getting close to having to make a pit stop here as they go around the lap car of, I think it's Lane Allen, is it not?
Yeah, and they're catching a lot of lap traffic, too, so it is getting... everybody's getting high out of the way, so that's kind of nice. But, yeah, it's definitely got to be a little bit of nerve-wracking, too, you know. When are you going to pit? You know you got to pit soon. I mean, I'm amazed that they're actually able. I'm kind of surprised they let this thing drive, run out as long as they did.
So you get cars on the outside. Yeah, they are definitely running it long here, hoping for a caution, but they're running out of laps. They got to be getting close.
Okay, I just heard over the radio 399 are coming in this lap.
So here we go. We're going to see our green flag pit stops here by the leaders. Coming down pit road. Everybody coming down pit road. Clean so far.
Yeah, just watching everybody right now. Yeah, we got a couple guys in the back there too wide, but yeah, it's got to be interesting too, making that green flag run around 3 and 4 like that. I haven't been able to experience it yet. Especially nobody experienced that in the truck race.
So everybody coming down pit road. Watching the 3 of Fitzpatrick. There's a couple guys stayed out. Colton Gum, Richie Coy decided to stay out an extra lap.
Now the big question is, can they get lined back up again? They were able to kind of come in a decent group. can they get out in a decent group?
And now
Didn't look like anybody was speeding either.
Richie Coy, Colton Gum, those guys come in, so they're coming in as the leaders are about to leave. You see them peeling out. And now, yep, you're right. You got to get lined back up.
Yeah, it looked like everybody was able to get out. I mean, they're still going to have a decent pack once they get. I mean, there is some gaps going on there, but I think we're going to see a lot of that slinky kind of slink itself back together.
You got a car spinning out of the pit road. The two of Alan Duranco around on the apron, though, no caution. Gets it back going.
Ooh, that could have been bad for a lot of these guys, but yeah, good on Alan to kind of get that thing back straight again.
Now Richie Coy and Colton Gum are going to come out. We'll see where they come out in this whole pack. I think that was them going by right there. Indeed it was. A lot of smoke, but that's just from the guy from the two of Duranco coming around. Still green flag racing. And now this has really split things up. You've got Bob Fitzpatrick out front, but Kevin Ruff and the 09 of J.C. Evans back there together. But Bob Fitzpatrick getting a push from, who's that?
That is the 57. Yeah, that is Dixon. Is it not?
Dixon's
Dixon.
07.
Oh, no. Oh,
The
it's a
53. Alexander Hodge. But now they're all back together. And it's funny, there's three teammates. I think Hodge is a teammate to those guys as well. So three teammates, even with Hodge being a lap down, though, he is a teammate to Bob and Kevin. And then you got J.C. Evans in fourth. We'll see if any of these other guys can catch up and be a factor here. Because you got a three-car pack of T.J. Bartell, Robert Malikian, and Richie Coy behind them.
Yeah, and Alexander, he's 4 laps down, so he's just kind of out there working with his teammates right now, which is not a bad smart move.
They've actually caught the lap car. I believe it's the 24 of Lark, and then the 48 of Knopf there. They're going to go to the outside here.
Yeah, and they should have enough speed to where they're just going to grow that pack there. So it looks like they're catching another car now, too. So that pack, it looks like it's going to expand. And the pack, it's Kyle Milken they're getting ready to pass right now.
They've definitely strung out here.
Yeah, but that lead pack, they're going to have 7 strong cars up there. So it's kind of game over, I hate to say it, for some of these guys that are not in that lead pack.
But it's never over till it's over.
Very true, yeah, but
they could take themselves out racing. Who knows? I mean,
it's very true, yeah.
136 of 163.
Well, and you only got the 3 guys. You got 3 guys. You got Robert Fitzpatrick Jr., Kevin Ruff, and J.C. Evans, and they are in that. They're the 1, 2, 3 of that 7-car main pack. And then we look at T.J. Bartell, Robert Malikian, and Richie Coy running in 4th, 5th, and 6th right now, and they are like 4 seconds off that lead pack. And I mean, they're lined up and they're looking strong, but I don't think they're going to have enough time to even catch them, even if they were starting to pull on them, a 10th or 2.
Those 3 are at the line, and the leaders are going into turn 1. So, yeah, you're right. There's a lot less energy in that 3-car pack with Bartell, Malikian, and Coy. And you got these guys up here with some lap cars, and that's going to benefit them for sure.
Yeah, especially, I mean, they're running the lead pack. They're running 29 6s, and that's basically what Richie, TJ, and Robert Malikian are running as well. So they might, if there's a little checkup here and there, but they need 4 seconds of checkups to happen.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on the Delta for sure, because they are about 4 seconds back, and we'll see if they can make up that time. Because sometimes you get so many cars in the pack, sometimes it'll actually slow the pack down. So. We'll see, but there are 3 teammates up front, so if they work together like we expect them to, then they're going to be in good shape for the end of this race here.
Yeah, and it's kind of what I've always said, especially with these plate tracks. This is usually, if you get that green flag stop in the second half of the race, especially right when you take that last fuel run, that's really where you see where you're at and who's ready and who, that's where you set yourself up to have a good finish at these plate tracks. And right now, that's what we're seeing. We got three cars up in that front pack, a couple of teammates together, and yeah, they're moving. They did everything they needed to do. They just got to finish.
Well, that 3 of Fitzpatrick's been strong all night. Now he finds himself out front with the lap car between him and second place Kevin Ruff, who is also a teammate. I expect those guys to mix it up, but probably not towards not until we get down to about maybe 5 laps to go at most.
Yeah, there's probably going to be a little bit of moving and shaking on there. I mean, I don't know if they got team orders or whatnot, but yeah, I know everybody wants to win one of these, so we'll see what happens.
I will say that 3-car pack has inched in a tenth the last lap or two. It's not going to be enough, but they are actually going a little bit quicker now that things kind of settled out. We'll see if that continues, but again, it's still not going to be enough.
Yeah, they got the speed. It just, I really think that late lap or that late caution that they all jumped into, just that one lap later, getting gas, it kind of hurt them.
Now this isn't going to help these guys either. They're going 2x2 for third on back, or it's actually second on back, but third in the pack. They are 2x2. That's going to slow this pack down just a little bit. Actually, a lot, because that second pack is wow. They've gained quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised too, especially with only 3 cars in that pack. Really, 1, 2, 3 right now. I'm just surprised they'd even want to try and go too wide. I mean, it's tough to tell where everybody is as far as position goes.
The lead pack is side by side, and
well, they're right.
There's teammates up front, but then there's not teammates behind them. So those that aren't teammates are the ones making it side by side, and actually the cars that are a lap down are the ones making it side by side, which is interesting.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, maybe they're racing for positions against some other cars that are lap down. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's very odd.
Well, I believe they may be racing the 50. Whoever's in second, what is it? The 53. For the lucky
Alexander.
dog. So they're trying to get up there in front of him in case the caution comes out. So.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. So I mean, well, Kyle Milliken, he's leading that outside line. He's a lap ahead of Alexander. Alexander's second in line on the inside. And then you got Jamie Knopp, who is basically racing Kyle Milliken because they're both 3 laps down. So working together yet racing against each other at the same time. I can tell you right now that who's liking it? TJ, Robert Malikian, and Richie Coy, because they are starting to reel them in a little bit. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but they have gained at least a half a second since all this double wide action going on here.
They are getting closer. If they can get close enough to catch the draft with some of these cars, it's going to be huge for them too. So I don't know. I don't know if they're going to have time. There's 17 laps to go here at Atlanta. It's going to be tough for them.
Yeah, I mean, there's that 1 second gap. So if they can reach at least 1 second behind, they should be able to kind of pick up that group. But actually, I'm looking at the very tail end of that line. Is that Lane Allen at the very tail end of that lead pack? And it is. Now Lane being kind of pseudo teammate of Richie Coy and friends with TJ and all. I mean, Lane might be able to drop back a little bit and maybe see if he could sniff a little, help them out with their draft. If it came down to that.
Sorted out up front here. Kind of lost some energy here, and those guys gotten back in line. It's now 3 seconds back to that 3-car pack. Or third, fourth, and fifth. These guys are still doing what they need to do up front. Top 4 stay in line.
Yeah, but even so, that backpack, they knocked it down to about 3.3. And you still see Kyle Milliken and Jamie Knopp. Even though they did get back in line, they still kind of want to get in that outside. And I wonder if it could be just car handling. But most of these guys just got new tires, so I can't see the handling being that off right now, at least.
Heading into turn 1 with 14 laps to go here at Atlanta. The Victory Fuel Cup Series coming to a close here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. The Atlanta 250, it's been quite a calm one up to this point. We did have the one big wreck. Unfortunately, took out a lot of cars, but other than that, things have been kind of tame and calm. I don't expect that to continue here towards the end of the race with 16 laps to go, but 14 laps to go, 15, 13, I can't read. 16, 13, 14, 15, somewhere in there.
Yeah, well, we're getting close to almost 10 to go. So,
laps count down quick here too, and
yeah.
that backpack's starting to lose a little ground. So I think they pretty much have given up the ghost here unless a caution comes out. We still have that possibility. 48 is going to go high on the 00, the 24 there, the 00.
Yeah, they're still kind of trying to make that second lane work, but it's not really doing anything for them, and it's not really doing anything for the guys behind them for that pack that we had talked about. Even though they're still at that 3.2 second away, and it's not looking good for some of those guys back there. But I'll tell you, it's looking good for Robert Fitzpatrick. I mean, he comes in, stage win. He's looking really good now to get this win. It just depends on how much Cavan might be able to do a little blocking and maybe a little pushing for him. He's not really in this fight for first, but he could help or hinder Robert for sure.
Well, Cavan is actually second place, but the second place guy in line is Alexander Hodge. He is the one that's kind of a roadblock at this point to get to the 99, to get the 99 to the 3. But all teammates here, so we'll see if there's team orders or no team orders. We'll see if the 99 can make a move to try to get to the 3. If he does the 09 go with him? Does the 09 have a chance here with 3 teammates up front? It's going to be interesting because we've seen the lap car of Kyle Milliken willing to go to the top. Will he help the 09?
Well, yeah, with the 3 teammates being actually 1, 2, 3 in line right now, yeah, they could kind of maybe block the track a little bit down to the very wire of this and get a 1-2 finish out of this.
Here we come around. It's going to be 9 laps to go at the line. 9 to go here to Atlanta. 9, 9, 9.
Yeah, and the TJ, Robert, Richie, I mean, with 9 laps to go, they don't have it, but they are still gaining a little bit of time.
Still almost 3 seconds back. So they've kind of maintained.
And I'm reading chat. Happy birthday, Colby. What are you, 15 now?
Yeah. Happy 15th birthday, Colby.
I assume he's 15 because he doesn't have a driver's license.
Could be some other things at play there, but yeah. 8 laps to go here at Atlanta. Let's see if they make a move. 8 to go. Let's see if they make a move here towards the end of the race. Ooh, the 54 gets a little loose, or 53 gets a little sideways there on the entry of 3. Backs the field up just a little bit. 99 right on his bumper.
Well, the RFH Racing right now, they have got this locked up. It's theirs to lose, really. They just got to keep doing what they got to do. Maybe don't over-aggressive block. Just got to keep it clean.
I'll tell you, Robert,
5 more to go.
That 3 car's been strong all night. He's been towards the front all night. Won the stage. Looking to try to bring home the victory here at Atlanta. 6 laps to go. 6 laps from victory here for the 3 car of Bob Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, and that opening pack though, they did slow down a little bit too. I mean, even though we're showing them all in a single file line, they have slowed down because that other pack. I mean, granted they don't have enough time for it, but they're at 2.7 seconds back, so they're doing everything they can, but they just need probably another 20 laps.
Hodge up the track again in the 53. Checks up the line a little bit. Right back to the bumper of the 3, though. Now 5 laps to go as they enter turn 1. 5 laps left here at the Atlanta 250.
Yeah, we got a couple of lap cars coming on the track right now, too. Especially this late in the race. They're going to see a little bit of lap traffic they're going to have to contend with. They shouldn't have tire issue, though.
Just seems like every turn 3 and 4. It looks like the 53 washes up every time going through turn 3 and 4. I'm not sure if that's planned or if handling is an issue.
Well, I wonder if he had a little bit of damage too that maybe he hasn't fully recovered, because he is showing, yeah, he's 4 laps down, so he may have had a bit of damage there.
We did see a pack that they are catching here towards the end.
Yeah,
Some
they're
lap
catching
cars
up pretty
up front.
quick.
Oh boy! So we're going to come to 3 to go.
And all these cars are severely off pace, and they're not really in a great line and lined up. And yeah, they're catching them mighty quick. Going to be a dynamite here with what, 2 to go, 3 to go?
Coming to the line, there's going to be 2 to go at the line. Yeah, they are catching this group. We'll see how this plays out. Coming to 2 to go off turn 4. Leader Robert Fitzpatrick, lap car of Alexander Haas between him and second place Ruff. Third place is J.C. Evans in the 09.
Well, J.C. really doesn't have anything to lose right now, so I can see him trying to make some sort of a move here, but I don't know if he's going to have any help. He definitely doesn't have really anybody close proximity behind him to try to make that outside line work. But you know, I can see if somebody jumps up outside, he's going to try and go with him. Maybe at least try to steal second away.
Coming to the white flag, 1 lap to go here at Atlanta. The Atlanta 250, 1 lap to go. Robert Fitzpatrick leads, Kevin Ruff second, third in line with the lap car between him and Bob.
And they are on that lap traffic path right now. Looks like some of them, yeah, they're getting on a line. So
they're all moving
high. Let them race.
But that's going to keep any moves from being made through 3 and 4, I believe. Although the 09 looks high, trying to get a draft, can't do anything. The 3 of Bob Fitzpatrick comes off turn 4. No push, no help, but he wins. Bob Fitzpatrick, the winner of the Atlanta 250 for the Victory Fuel Cup Series.
I was hoping to see a little bit more excitement there towards the end, but hey, they did what they had to do, and yeah, they got a 1-2 finish out of it. Congratulations to Bob, and yeah, good job on that outside line. Although that may have prevented some of that last lap fireworks that we usually see.
Yeah, Bob did a good job there. Did what he needed to do to secure the win there with some help from the teammates. The 53 stayed in line as a lap car. The 99 coming home in second place, third car in line. So, hey, good green flag finish, which is more than I can say for some of the other races we've seen this season, or this year in Cup, or here at Atlanta even.
Yeah, and as I'm looking too, it looks like Kevin, looks like he got the hard charger award. Yeah, up 15 spots from his start. Started 17th, finished second. So good job on him. But Robert, man, dominant night. Yeah, max points. I believe he even led the most laps.
I believe he probably did. Won the stage, won the race, led to most laps. Dominant performance by the 3 tonight here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. We'll go tear up the logo for us a little bit. Luckily, we don't have to repair that in the sim world.
We don't have to repair it. We don't have to water it. We don't have to cut it, and it's fine.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take a quick break, though. We're going to step away, do our quick commercial breaks. We'll come back, and we'll talk to the winner of the Atlanta 250, Bob Fitzpatrick, and the top 3 finishers right after this.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
We are Best One.
The best tires.
The best customer service.
The best automotive service.
And the best customers. You see, Best One isn't just our name, it's who we are. Since 1948, Best One has been delivering quality and dependable tires and full-service automotive care to our customers. Best One, selling tires, serving people. We are Best One.
Back here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, wrapping up coverage of the Atlanta 250 for the Victory Fuel Cup Series here. And we're going to talk to our finishers, our top 3 finishers here at Atlanta. A pretty organized and kind of calm race after a wild truck race. But seen Robert Fitzpatrick take home the victory here tonight in dominating fashion. Let's see if we can talk to our 3rd place finisher. See if we can pull him up here. JC Evans finishes 3rd in the 09. JC, congratulations. What a race out there, man. You were up there. You were up front, I think, the whole race, and you gave some great pushes out there. Everybody was very appreciative, I'm sure, of that.
Yep, thanks, Brody. Yeah, it was a hell of a race. First off, I have to apologize to DJ. I don't know what really happened there. It was like my car kind of like sucked up a little faster than I thought it would, and it just kind of like got him in a bad spot there.
It was we were actually on board with TJ when that happened, and we were like, oh, you ended up on the apron there. But yeah, I mean, listen, as much pushing as you did out there, eventually it's probably going to go wrong at some point, but it didn't go too wrong. He held on to it, so it was good to see everybody kind of collect it from there. But man, you were one of the leading drivers out there on the outside lane. You were really able to propel that lane forward. Kind of tell me, walk me through what it takes to kind of make that work out there.
Well, you just gotta have enough cars that will work with you and be close enough to produce the run. And if that happens, then hopefully they just kind of like stick with you, and you can keep it up high the whole time. It's just a lot of drivers kind of like just use it as a tool to get up front, then they go back down to the bottom and leave the outside line.
Yeah, well, you absolutely did a great job out there. And towards the end of the race, you were the only car out there that you had three teammates in front of you. And I'm not sure if you were aware of that or not, but probably so. And you were like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make a move. You were going to have some help up there probably to get by the 3. But hey, hung it out of the 3rd place, and that's really a solid effort, especially at Atlanta. Things can go so sideways so quickly here.
Yeah, I've had like the worst luck of this track, so getting a 3rd place here just really boosts some confidence.
Absolutely, and probably earned some respect out there too with the pushes you were able to give, and being a solid front runner up there. Definitely is gonna help going forward, and I'm sure your name's gonna come up at the super speedways when we return at Talladega. So again, congratulations, great 3rd place finish out there tonight. I'm gonna hand you the mic though and let you do your shout outs and sponsor plugs.
Yeah, I like to shout out to my wife, Erica, for letting me do this every week. You guys in the booth for calling the race. You guys do a great job. The league. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. And yeah, my car, it's a tribute to a roller coaster at Kings Island here in Ohio. It was torn down like 5 years ago, and it was like one of the classics back then, and it survived like 32 years. And so that's kind of like one of the things I like to do is ride roller coasters when I'm not racing. And I also have like one other roller coaster at the park. I have 1,600 rides on one roller coaster, so I'm shooting for 2,000 by this next season.
Well, that's pretty cool. I didn't know you were you quite the thrill seeker then, I guess. It was a thrill ride tonight for sure in the 09, though. Bringing home P3, man. Again, congratulations. Love seeing the Full Throttle logos out there, too, on the car. So awesome. Nice touch. Good-looking car out there, and good luck next week as we head to Dakota.
Yep, thank you.
That's your third place finisher tonight. JC Evans in the 09. Tony, you're standing by with the 99 of Kevin Ruff, who comes home in second spot.
Yeah. Hey, Kevin. So you had your teammates in front of you, and just was wondering what's going through your head. I mean, you started 17th, finished second. Looks like you have a Michelle in chat cheering you on, and she says, "Way to go!" And yeah, just walk us through your night and some of those last minute, last laps. Was there any team orders or planning to get up front or anything?
I mean, at the end of the day, we're teammates and we want to do what's best for one another, even if we're put in a bad situation. You know, Daytona last week was a bad one for me. I got involved in one of the big ones. That I was just a passenger in it. You know, what happened happened. Pushes all over, and so going into this race, I just told him, I said I want to get as many points as possible because the points is more important to me right now than trying to wreck possibly for a win. And also try to earn respect in this league right now because I'm a rookie in this league. So we went in just with the mindset, let's work as a team. Let's see what we can do. Try to get as many points as possible. Obviously, Robert Fitzpatrick Jr. is a great teammate, and he had a rocket all night, won the stage. And going to the end of the race, I just told him, I said, look, bud, if we can stay together, pit, during a green flag pit stop and figure it out together, I'll push you. Like, it doesn't matter to me on the win. I just want one of us to get the win. And so then all of a sudden we're sitting there going around the track, and Hodge was like, "Hey, I think I could jump in with you guys. I got my damage fixed from one of the wrecks he was involved in." So he jumped in with us, and we were rolling like a freight train. And shout out to JC Evans. He stayed with us. He knew he was a sitting duck. He didn't really have any alliance with them there, but we made sure we didn't leave him out. He was pushing really well, and he stayed with us. So he had a good car all night too. So shout out to JC.
Well, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, definitely. I could say it's a refreshing change of pace to hear your attitude about the league and especially about the team. That's exactly what we like to see around FTSR. And yeah, you guys got it done, and you got a 1-2 out of it. And I don't know. I'm just floor is yours. Any sponsors? Any shout outs you need to throw out there?
Yeah, man, I got a couple things to say real quick. So thank you to Michelle. She's a great family friend, and she loves watching my racing, man. Back in when I was in RSR and stuff like that, she was always watching. So I appreciate her. It means a lot that there's people out there in my family and friends that watch me. So shout out to her. Happy birthday to Robert Fitzpatrick Sr. He did not have the race he wanted, but it is his birthday today, so happy birthday to him. Congrats to Robert Fitzpatrick Jr. Hell of a win for the team. Thank you to Alexander Hodge. He did a heck of a job tonight. Thank you to Best One Tire. I appreciate you guys allowing them to come in and be a sponsor in this series. It means a lot. It's one of the best jobs anybody like me could ever ask for. They take very good care of me. Good company to work for. Love their ethical backgrounds and their support of American pride. You don't find that in corporations anymore in America. And last but not least, shout out to Richie Coy. Richie Coy and me did not get off on the right foot back in RSR last season. And going to the end of the season, he lost the championship because of a situation that he was not involved in. And I did not mean anything to harm him in any way in that situation, but it did alter the championship for him. And so going into this offseason, we were trying to find a series that we could all, enjoy, have fun with my team. And Richie could have said no. I know there's other people in this league that did not want me in here, but Richie said, "Hey, he's a good fast racer. I think we can discipline him, give him some respect, and he'll give it back." And so thank you to Richie. I appreciate that. And I'm really excited with this league. This is a really nice league put together. You guys do a hell of a job on the broadcast. And RFH Racing, man, we're here. We're here to stay, and we're going to make a run for that title this year.
Well, that's pretty awesome to hear, and and I'm not crying. I'm just cutting onions, but yeah, no, that's it's great to have Best One Tire here on as a sponsor as well, and yeah, your attitude and your everything you just said kind of exemplifies everything that you've said. I mean, it basically makes sense. But yeah, congratulations on second place. Great job for the team. Happy birthday to Robert Sr. That's pretty cool as well.
Thanks, buddy.
All right. Well, we're going to step down and we're going to talk to Mr. Atlanta winner Bob Fitzpatrick Jr. taking home the win tonight in the 3-car. Bob, congratulations! What a race out there, man! In dominating fashion too, winning the stage, winning the race, leading the most laps. You couldn't do much more other than get the pole, I guess.
Yeah, I tried. Yeah, no, it ended up being pretty good, a lot better than I thought. I didn't have very good luck in the officials and stuff, so I didn't really know how it was gonna turn out. But some teamwork and just staying up front, that was the goal. Try to stay as close to the front.
Yeah, talk about the teamwork because you did. You had 2 teammates there at the end behind you. You had a lot of teamwork going on up there with those guys, and you guys planned it all just right. Your pit stops were clean. You got back out, got in line. Kind of talk me through kind of what it takes to stay organized in those situations because it is tough, especially here with this unique pit road. To get down to pit road, have your pit stop, get back together, stay together, work together, push at the right time. There's a lot that goes into this.
Yeah. Yeah, we knew we wanted to go a little bit early. We had about 5 or 6 more laps of fuel, but we were like, hey, let's be the first ones. And Hodge, he's kind of out of it, but he went in. He was a little bit ahead of us. He went in, waited for us, and everything's got to go good. You got to have that good stop, and I am not known for that. So had the good stop. We all came out right there, and telling Hodge kind of how to push, when to push, because he was kind of out of the front and wasn't up there much. I just let him know when to do it, when to not do it, and we kind of just settled where we're at. Kevin was good where he was at, and took off. That's all she wrote.
Yeah, you guys did a good job. And a lot of green flag racing out there too, which is refreshing, especially after the night we had in trucks and we're talking about official. It can be chaotic out there, but man, a green flag stop at the end. Great job out there. I'm going to pass it to Tony though. I'm sure Tony's got something for you.
Yeah, I just want to say congratulations. I mean, yeah, it looks like you got max points. I think you led the most laps as well. And did you win this one for your dad today? Are you going to dedicate the race to your dad?
Yeah, birthday guy. He got screwed himself by going in after the pits were closed. I said, you can't do that on your birthday.
Well,
but, yeah,
that's a bad birthday, but hey, at least you got into victory lane. It was good team effort as well too. So yeah, congratulations to everybody on the team, and yeah, we enjoy having you guys out here.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, I knew this is good. We're looking forward to this open, and we heard it's a pretty good league here. We're excited to be here.
Yeah, it was a lot of good racing out there for sure. I mean, of course, you got teammates lined up back there. You're going to do what you need to do to preserve you guys to the end, of course, which was a great move there. But I guess shifting gears, I mean, you got the win. I know you're going to celebrate. Don't get me wrong, but we got to look ahead. We got COTA coming up next week, road course. What are you guys looking for there?
You won't be talking to me next week. I'll tell you that. We Kevin would probably be the only one. While the rest of us were. I don't know. I'll give it a shot, and I practice. It's just not. I don't know what it is. I can't do it. Been on here for years, 5 years. Can't do it. I don't know what it is.
Well,
so I just try to finish, keep the car intact. Well,
the good thing is you got the win out of the way. So as far as points for the championship, you got the max points tonight. Playoffs looking ahead for that. You finally got the win. You knocked the win out early. So now it's just about accumulating the points and going for that championship in the A season, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm glad that's the only road course, I think, right?
It is.
A, yeah. So yeah. Maybe I'll talk to you guys after next week.
Maybe this will balance that out a little bit, right?
yeah.
All right. Well, again, man, congratulations. Great run out there, man. You were, like I said, you were dominant up there. You were up front the whole time, made the right moves at the right time, got the stage, led the most laps, won the race. Great time for the team. I'm sure there'll be a party at the team bus later on. So you guys enjoy that. But again, congratulations. I'm going to hand you the mic to let you do your sponsor plugs and your shout outs.
Yeah, just, I guess, shout out to Conti for the setups. And the team, we've been racing together for a while, so it's probably partly why it was so good there at the end. And then just for shout out to my dad for his birthday.
All right, there's the birthday shout out. Bob Fitzpatrick, your winner tonight in the 3-car for RFH Racing. Again, congratulations, Bob. We'll see you next week at COTA.
Yep. Thanks to you guys.
There's your winner tonight. Tony, the 3-car. Bob Fitzpatrick Jr. gets it done tonight at Atlanta. And man, kind of a tame one and kind of refreshing, honestly, except for I know we had the big wreck early on, but green flag pit stops, got to see that in action on the new pit road. Seen some teammates working together, and then you had it strung out there at the end. So a little bit of a unique one here for Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, we did. We had some pretty spicy action in the beginning half of this race, and then everybody kind of calmed down, and we were able to get through this. I mean, green flags in Atlanta. I mean, how about that? And then he gets it done. I mean, my dad, when I won for my dad's birthday, my dad wasn't on the track with him, but hey, it's still kind of cool to get it done at least on somebody's birthday, especially somebody a close relative. I know Bob Senior probably didn't have the race that he wanted, but hey, your kid got the win, and you had a great team night as well, and yeah, I mean, he got it done today too. Stage win, most laps. The final win, I mean, they're very dominant today and a very clean, kind of boring, but kind of fun race at the same time.
Well, it might be boring for us, but from a driver's standpoint, that's the kind of race you kind of want if you're up front anyway, kind of a tame one you can kind of control, and he did a great job doing that. The team did a great job doing that up front. Looking forward, though, next Monday night we'll be at Circuit of the Americas for the Victory Fuel Cup Series, running that new short course. That should be very interesting, and kind of see how that plays out. But before we do that, 2 days from tonight, Wednesday nights, 9 p.m., we have the FTSR Truck Series, the SimRacingPoints.com Truck Series. They'll be at Auto Club Speedway. That should be a fun one as well, Tony. We got some great racing coming up.
Oh, yeah, and I'm kind of excited, too. I mean, I'm not going to actually be in the Auto Club race, even though I do like the road coursing. But this will be my first road course to call, so I'm kind of looking forward to that. See as the spectator for a change, and yeah, it's going to be fun. And then we're going to go back to California, which is no more in real life, but at least we get it in sim. So I know a lot of our regulars and a lot of the guys out here enjoy running that track as well. So yeah, we got a couple good weeks of racing going on here.
So a lot of great racing coming up. Like I said, Auto Club with the trucks on Wednesday nights. Make sure to check it out here on Full Throttle TV, and then next Monday, we head to Circuit of the Americas for the first iteration of the short course at COTA, so that should be a lot of fun. Again, on Full Throttle TV here at 9 p.m. both nights. Come check us out. Come have some fun. Hang out with us. Give us a chat. Look forward to it. But that's going to do us from here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. I already moved on to Auto Club, I guess. Atlanta Motor Speedway. The Atlanta 250 is in the books. Bob Fitzpatrick Jr. taking home the win. So from everybody at Full Throttle TV, Tony Solari, everybody in the race tonight with Full Throttle Sim Racing, my name's Bertie Hanna. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you Wednesday at Auto Club.